Hey, you guys, get in here, get in here, get in here. I would have gone live from my Be Free tax page, but I don't think most of you have liked my page. So please go and like Be Free Tax Services on Facebook and on Instagram. I need you guys to click follow because I've already completed this information there. And so now I'm going to put it out here on Facebook. Good evening, Sissy. Good evening. So now I'm going to put it out here on Facebook for just to clear the air because people are calling me, you guys, blowing up my phone. If I don't answer, that means that your phone number is not saved. Please text me and let me know, hey, this is such and such, so I can reply, because some of you change your phone numbers and I don't know, so forgive me. But I want you guys to understand that we know as much as you do as tax preparers. We know as much as you do. So stop listening to people. Stop listening to all of the stuff that's going on, because the information, we can only give you guys the information that we have. So what I want to do is inform you a little bit about what we know, what was passed today. What was passed today, what was signed into law today. Understand that the information has not been published yet with clear guidelines, but there is information out there that is true and correct. Good evening to all of you that are joining. Good evening. There's information out there that is true and correct regarding the stimulus, which has been the biggest question, disturbed my entire day today. And what I'm saying is, we are learning at the same pace that you guys are learning, and it'd be great if we knew something before you did, but we don't. And so I'm going to give you guys some examples and as much information as I can. I'm going to give you a resource where you can go and read. But if you log on today to irs.gov, there's a huge banner there that says, don't call us because we don't know anything. So they're just telling you that basically this was signed into law this afternoon. I watched the live verbal voting go on this morning, and there were our senators and our House representatives explaining why they were voting, even what things they were giving concessions to, because they didn't want to hold up the stimulus that was coming to the people. And so I want to give you guys as much noteworthy and truthful information as possible, because I feel like there's a lot of stuff floating out there and there's a lot of uncertainty and people want to know. One thing I want to tell you guys is to just, relax, because guess what? Nothing in this country, not a thing has ever been for free. Nothing. Not our freedom of speech, not our right to vote. Nothing has been for free. There has been some cost that has come with it. So don't think that the stimulus check will be any different. But we need to read the fine print, and unfortunately we don't have the fine print yet because they have not given it to us in writing. But when they do, I implore everybody to read it so that you can have a clear and understanding. So let's talk about it, and I will give you the articles that I cited where I got this information from tonight so that you can go and read it for yourself, because guess what? I'm going to inform you as much as I'm informed. So this is a $2 trillion stimulus. Most of you know that $1 trillion is 12 zeros, people. Can you get excited? 12 zeros behind that number. It was passed today and signed into law by President Trump this evening. This plan includes a one-time, hear me clearly, this plan includes a one-time direct payment to Americans, which individuals will receive up to $1,200. Married couples will get up to $2,400, and $500 will be added for every child. Now let's stick a pin right there, and the $500 added for every child, because the question was asked today, well, how they know how many children I got? If y'all stay tuned, I'm going to explain to you how the IRS is going to, how the federal government is going to obtain that information. They're going to get that information through your tax returns. So let me tell you guys something. If you have given your children away and you sold them off, to Pumpkin and them, and you let them take them and, whatever, that's who's going to get the payment for them. I know it's going to be some furniture moving. It's going to be some mad people. It's going to be some stuff going on. But let me teach real quick while I have your attention. It is important that if you birth your children, for you to carry them on your tax return. unless you live in the home with your parents or something like that, and you're going to give them to them to carry your children. It lowers your tax liability. What you're doing, you have been duped. You have been tricked all of these years to believe that a refund was a great thing. It is not a great thing. Look at your neighbor way across the room, because you got to be 6 feet apart. Look at your neighbor and tell him it's not a good thing. You were tricked. I was tricked. We always thought that getting a tax refund was something that was a great thing. And I'm a tax preparer. It is not a great thing. Everybody that comes in my office gets a lesson, because I'm going to talk to them and I'm going to teach them and I'm going to encourage them to make another appointment and let's start a business, so you can understand why a tax return is not, it's not Christmas. It's not even a gift. It's your money. It's your money. And when you get a return, you pay the government too much. But I'm going to get off my soapbox because I want you guys to hear this. There are income restrictions to the stimulus. If you earn more than $75,000 as an individual or $150,000 as a couple, the total amount you're eligible to receive starts to decrease. If you earn $99,000 or more as an individual or $198,000 as a couple, you aren't eligible to receive a stimulus check. Now, you can go to the website CNBC. So y'all make sure y'all share this out and invite some people. You can go to the website CNBC, and there is a stimulus calculator there that will help you to estimate how much your stimulus is going to be. But remember that I've already explained to you guys, you can only count the children that you put on your 2018 or your 2019 tax return. Okay? You can only count them because that's how it's going to be awarded. Must have a social security number. I'm going to explain the rules after I go through this exercise for you guys. Now, to help you figure how much money you're likely to receive, here are the factors. It is going to go by your filing status, your annual income, your annual adjusted gross income, and the number of kids you have. You guys hold your questions. I'll answer them as soon as I'm done. It's going to go by your filing status, your annual income, and the number of kids you have. If you're unsure, I'll answer this one because I don't want to miss it. If you're unsure if your address is correct, you can go on to irs.gov and you can create an account and you can correct everything. You can make sure that all of your information is correct. The one thing that you need to make sure I'm going to explain in the end of this video, don't worry about your address unless you don't have a bank account attached to your tax account. We'll talk about it. Give me a second. The more you earn, the less money you will get. If you earn $75,000 or less as an individual, you will get the full $1,200. If you earn more than $5, if you earn more than that, $5 will be subtracted for every additional $100 of income. The check phases out completely if you earn $99,000 or more. You guys share this out because people are still ringing my phone. Tell them I'm live. The checks phase out completely if you earn $99,000 or more. The same sliding scale applies for couples earning between $150,000 and $198,000. Now, to demonstrate how the payments are calculated, here's an example. Okay, combined, a couple earns a total of $160,000. They don't qualify for the full $2,400 because they earn $10,000 over the cap. Y'all listen carefully. They earn $10,000 over the cap, but they'll get a reduced check. All right. So here's the thing. There is a math equation between the cap and the overage. So because this couple makes $160,000, their check is going to be decreased based on the $10,000 overage. To calculate the amount they'll get, here's the calculators. Here's how the calculation works. It is difference equals excess divided by 100 times 5. So excess divided by 100 is that number in parentheses. I hope you guys had a little advanced math. And then you times that times 5, and that will tell you what the deduction will be from the $2,400. Are y'all with me? If y'all with me, put a 1 in here. If y'all with me, put a 1 in this chat so I know y'all keeping up with me. All right. Here's what the formula would look like for that family of 4 that earns $160,000. It would be $10,000 divided by 100 times 5, right? So that would equal $500. That means the family is eligible for $2,400 minus $500, which is $1,900. Plus, that's before the kids are added. Plus, they will get $500 per each child. So now their total goes to $2,900. When it comes to getting the money, no need to apply. You don't have to fill out anything. All you need to do is make sure that your information is correct with the IRS. Now, how do you do that? You go to irs.gov and you create an account. You can request a transcript. You can find out what information you filed. If you really want to know, if you want to do this math that I just gave you guys tonight, you can literally find out. Now, here's the next thing. Here's the next thing you guys need to understand. Excuse me. I have sinus and allergies. Don't worry. Ain't no corona in my house. You need a social security number to qualify for the stimulus check. Individuals, again, earning $99,000 and above and $198,000 above as a couple, will receive a check, but the amount will vary. You do not need, listen to me closely, business owners, listen to me closely, because this is the question that you guys have had. This is the question. You do not need taxable income to receive a check. However, if you do not typically file a tax return, you need to do so for 2019 before you will be eligible. This is according to the AARP. You can go look on their website. They are saying that if you do not typically file a tax return, you need to do so for 2019 to be eligible. Those making above the income thresholds, non-citizens without green cards, and anyone who's classified as a dependent does not qualify for a check. All right? Anybody that's classified as a dependent they don't get their own separate check if they are classified as a dependent. Now, many people that are receiving Social Security benefits are eligible. They will be eligible for a check as long as their adjusted gross income meets the requirements. If you are a gig worker, a 1099 worker, someone that is a statutory employee, or you are an independent contractor, you will be awarded a check as long as you have a Social Security number. You filed taxes in 2018 or 2019 and you meet the income requirements. As long as you have filed your taxes in 2018 or 2019 and you meet the requirements, the income thresholds, you will receive a stimulus check from the federal government. If you lost your job, it does not matter. None of that matters. Only thing that matters is if you have filed your income tax in 2018 or 2019. Your adjusted gross income is different from your taxable income. It is the amount of money you report as income, including earnings from your job, self-employment, dividends, etc., minus the above the line cost, which is your health insurance that you pay before tax. It's the money that you put into your IRAs. Your adjusted gross, your income is adjusted by those numbers, and that is the number that it's going to go by. So let's say you're like, oh, I make $100,000 a year and I don't qualify. Well, if you make $100,000 a year, but you put $25,000 in your IRA. Hi, Nick, I love you back. If you put $25,000 in your IRA, where is your adjusted gross income? It's at $75,000. Not to mention, remember that your income is adjusted by the standard. All right. So if you made $100,000 and you are an individual taxpayer, your $100,000 is deducted, is instantly reduced by the standard of $12,200. Y'all with me? Everybody with me? So you got to do a little math in order to know if you qualify or not. So your above the line costs and the standard the standard or your itemized deductible amount reduces the amount of your income, bringing you to your adjusted gross income. All right. This is free information, you guys. It's free. All right. If you filed your 2019 return, the amount you receive will be based on your 2000. Tell James I love him back. I love you guys. If you filed your 2019 return, the amount you receive will be based on your 2019 adjusted gross income. Listen, otherwise, that means you haven't filed 2019 yet. Don't panic. Don't go crazy. Don't go crazy. We want you to file it, but don't go crazy. If you have not filed your 2019 return, the federal government will use your 2018 return to find out if you are eligible for the stimulus. Okay? If you did not file 2019, don't panic. Don't pull out your hair. Don't go crazy. They are going to use 2018. So please, I implore you, if you have not filed 2018 or 2019, do it, because when the first round goes out, how are they going to know what you qualify for if you haven't filed your taxes? This is why it's important. This is why it's important to keep up with your taxes and to file them. Business owners, don't worry. It's not based on whether you have taxable income or not. It's based on your adjusted gross. And all of us, no matter if we work a 9-to-5 or we own a business or we do both, we all have an adjusted gross income. If you guys do not know where to find that on your tax forms, you guys need to learn, first of all, how to read those 1040 forms. Y'all should know what's going on, because I have people every single day in my office trying to get their stuff fixed because somebody put something on there that wasn't right. Y'all better cut it out. Now, I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Stay with me. People will start to receive. This is the best information I have. So if y'all call me tomorrow and you ask me, I'm not going to respond. People will start receiving relief checks or direct deposits within 3 weeks, according to the Treasury Department. Those that do not have direct deposit information on file with the IRS will receive a check in the mail. The thing you must understand is the check in the mail is going to take longer. So if you have not filed your income tax in 2018 or 2019, do it. At least do 2018 so that your information is in the system and on file. Now, will there be more stimulus? Will there be more checks mailed out? Nobody knows yet. President Trump said that he's open to it. He thinks that it'll be great. It's probably something we need to do. I'm just quoting what he said. No shade on the president. I don't want y'all emailing me. But it's unclear whether Congress will do so. You guys understand that everything has to go through the Senate and the House. And this is why you guys must pay attention to who's speaking for you. All right? There's nothing else to worry about, you guys, other than the fact that you need to watch out for scammers. I've given you the best information I can give you here. This is the reality. This is what we know to be true. This is what happened today after watching our senators, watching our House come up and speak and talk about why they were voting for the stimulus, to watch there be no bipartisan divide. It was an amazing thing to see these men and women come together to agree to stimulate the economy. But I want you to understand that you must be responsible. You got to be responsible, you guys, because I don't know if this is going to be all, or if it's going to be final, if it's going to be said and done. But understand that you must be responsible. And being part of being responsible is making sure that you file your income tax and that you do it correctly. So listen, all of you that went to your fly-by-night shade tree people, I want you to understand that you need to make amendments. You need to make things right. You need to fix it. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if they are going in to find out how much you're eligible for, what do you think is going to happen? So all of the people, I'm telling you now, that you went to somebody because they were going to get you a big return, they were going to help you out, and they put these fuel credits on your income tax to get you back $7,000 or $8,000, and you don't own a jet. Listen, trust what I'm saying. Trust what I'm saying. This is real. I have people come to my office every single day. Well, they don't come to my office now, but I have people calling me because they got these huge tax returns, and now they're getting a letter from the IRS saying that we discovered that this was not correct. If they're going into our tax returns, guys, they're going in to get your direct deposit information. They're going in to figure out how much you're eligible to receive. What are they going to be doing? They're going to be looking at your tax return. So it is, listen, I hope that you guys went correct. I hope that you came correct in 2018 and 19. If not, get it straight. Fix it. Even if you owe them, fix it, because it is important. They're going to be looking. So we as tax preparers, I don't care what nobody say. I just know in the pit of my stomach, I feel it, that there's going to be an increase of audits. They are going to look, because they're not just going to send this money out. They have to figure out how much you're eligible for. So when they see something that's not quite right and they call you and ask you for the title to your jet, don't be surprised. Okay? Don't be surprised, because because your janky tax preparers are out there, and I'm sorry, I know some of them, they janky, and because they're janky, you may find yourself in some hot water. And if you find yourself in hot water, let me while I'm here, let me explain something to you guys. If you find yourself in hot water with your income tax, your janky tax preparer is not obligated to help you. They're not. They're not obligated. And even if you report them, they may get a fine for, $500, $530 after they made off like gangbusters in the tax season. $530. Up to $530. But guess what? They still get to prepare taxes. They still get to continue what they're doing. And you're left with an IRS auditor on your back. And you don't want that. And they're not obligated to help you. I've had people in my office. Crying. Yet literally tears flowing down their face because they've been audited. And that $7,000 that they got back, they got to pay it back. And guess what? They went to the janky tax preparer to find her because they didn't know how to read their forms. They didn't know the information was in there. They didn't know that they had gotten a credit for a off-road vehicle, like some kind of bulldozer that they didn't even own. And they were confused as to why she would do that, and they didn't ask her to. And guess what? When they went to her office, she wouldn't open the door. She wouldn't let them in. This is real. I have these cases. This is real. She would not let them in. I had another case a couple of years back. People come to me. They always come to me to fix it. So I'm inviting you guys to stop coming to me to fix it and come to me to do it the right way. Because I don't play with people at all. So listen to this. Had another couple come to me in tears. They didn't even get their refund. The check was going to be mailed to the office that they completed their tax return. Guess what happened? They went to the office and it was gone. This is real life stuff that has happened, you guys. Real life. So let me tell you, if you don't have your affairs in order, it's time to get your house in order. Clean up your stuff. Do it right. Put it out there right. Make sure that it's correct. Because although everybody's got all this stuff to say about stimulus and we throwing stimulus block parties and all of this stuff, remember that they're going into your file. They're going to see what you reported. That's the only way they can figure out if you're eligible. So as much as it sounds like a good thing, I see danger on the horizon for those of you that have not done the right thing. And honestly, being a 13-year veteran in this industry, 13 years I've been preparing taxes, being a 13-year veteran, being a pastor for 18 years is shameful. It's shameful because a lot of my Christian friends, a lot of my preaching friends, they don't come. They go to the janky tax preparer. So y'all think it's about to be something? It's about to be something. But be happy about your stimulus, but you better be responsible. Make sure your house is in order. If you don't know how to read your 1040, you don't know what was reported, you can't figure out what your stimulus should be, or if you even qualify for one, you can go to CNBC and there's a calculator there, or you can make an appointment at BeFree.tax and we will help you to read it. I have no problem helping you to read your tax return. And if you need to fix it and get it right, we'll help you do that too for a small nominal fee, because we're in business. This was totally free, so I hope that you guys shared it out. If you are catching the replay, I will answer any questions now. For those of you that are on here, any questions that I can answer, I will answer for you guys now. So if you have any questions about your tax return, your filing status, that kind of thing, I will answer those questions for you while I'm here. If you are watching the replay and I'm not on here anymore, you can put your questions in. I'll get the notification and I'll respond as best possible. But I'm going to tell you guys the honest truth, because that's all I know how to do. If you are in trouble with your taxes, let's get it straight. It's time. We got to put our house in order. We got to put our house in order. If you want to inquire with me personally about your income tax, make an appointment at BeFree.tax. I get every single appointment, or email me at rjackson@myffu, that's frankfranku.com. rjackson@myffu.com, and I will answer your emails as best possible. Please understand that I'm not ignoring you, that I'm busy. I have people that are my current clients that need help, and I'm trying to get them through this process and make sure that they get themselves in a position to receive the help that they need. There are literally millions of you guys that have not filed your return since 2016, 17, 18. Right now, I'm telling you, you need to have 2018 or 2019 in the system. And I will tell you that it's best for you to have them both. If you need to make an amendment, make an amendment. You can make an amendment. You don't have to be afraid. This service is there for you and for you to use it. If you need to amend 2018, amend it. If you need to amend 2019, amend it. Now's the time. Let's get it straight. I want you guys that need the stimulus to be able to receive it, and this is the information that I have about it. So right now, I'll take any questions that you guys might have. Somebody asked me earlier in the broadcast about your address. If you moved from the time you filed in 2018 until now, and you moved, the thing that you need to make certain of is that the bank account that the IRS has on file is correct. Otherwise, you need to go to irs.gov and correct your address. You need to correct your address. You need to correct it, and you can do that. Please make sure, if you have not filed 2019 and you moved from 2018 to 2019, make sure that your tax preparer clicks off the fact that your address has been changed, so that it notifies the IRS when they get your paperwork that your address is different. Those are the things that you can do. irs.gov is a resource for you guys. It's there. It's not only there for you to check your refund status, but it's there to get these updates, even the ones that I'm providing. And it also is there for you to create an account so that you can have your tax transcripts. You can change your address. You can make sure that the IRS has the correct information. Are there any questions? And you guys are welcome. All of you that are tax preparers on here, you can share my information. I don't care. I don't want your customers. If you guys are listening to this, and I'll say this because I'm unselfish. That's just the way I live. God blesses me because I'm not like that. If you guys are tax preparers and you don't want to repeat this information and you want to share it, you can share it. If you guys are watching this and you have a tax preparer that shared my information, please call them. Please go back to them. If they're not janky, please go back to them and deal with them, because this is not, I'm Pastor Rashida Jackson first, and I live by morals. And so therefore I don't want nobody's clients. I just want to get this information out to those that need it. If a person filed a tax return You still qualify for a stimulus based on your adjusted gross income. It is solely based on your adjusted gross income. Yes. Yes, if you owe they didn't give us any restrictions about you owing or having a tax obligation. The only thing that they've told us so far that it's based on your adjusted gross income. So you don't have to have a taxable income to qualify. So make sure that your adjusted gross income meets the income restrictions and you should be fine. They have not put any restrictions in place for obligations. So with that, I'm going to say yes at this time, but I will implore you to please check back at irs.gov maybe Monday or Tuesday, and they should have the information posted there. It's not there yet because this was just signed into law tonight. You guys are very welcome. Again, if you have not completed your tax return and you have a viable legal tax person, please contact them and go to them. Don't drive them crazy because it's information. I just put it out there for you guys to understand it. And as much as I know, you know, I don't know anything else, but I do know taxes. I do know tax laws. So you guys, if you have any questions, you can reach me at rjackson@myffu.com or at befree.tax. To set up an account, okay, so the reason that they're asking you for that, you're not required to have a credit card or a mortgage or anything like that. But they are going to ask you security questions that would have been provided sometime over the time that you've been filing income tax. So they know if you have, how do they know if you have a mortgage? They know you have a mortgage because your mortgage company provides them with the 1098. So that's how they know that you have a mortgage with Freedom Mortgage Company, right? So you're not required to have a credit card, but you do need to know the questions that they're going to ask you. You have to answer them because they're for your security. The best thing that you can do is make sure that when you go on to create the online account is that you have a good recollection of where you lived 10, 15 years ago, previous phone numbers. Just sit back and think and remember street addresses and things like that, the college you went to, because those are the type of questions they're going to ask to verify your identity before allowing you into an account. But you're not required to have a credit card or a mortgage, anything like that. You're just required to have a social security number. Any other questions, guys? As they update information, I'll come back and I'll update information for you guys. Please go and like my Facebook page, Be Free Tax Services. We will go live from there in this regard because it's a good place for information to be provided. If you're just coming in, please watch the replay. Please share it out. Help somebody. Help your neighbors, y'all. Don't be selfish. I'm not selfish. Don't you be selfish. Again, I know that some of my friends, some of my constituents, my friends in this industry are on here. Please, if they are not janky, go back to them and make sure you guys share this information out with everybody that wants to know anything about the stimulus package. I'm telling you guys everything that I know at this point. And as we get more information, we'll come back from BeFree.tax and we'll let you guys know, Be Free Tax Services, and we'll let you guys know what we know. Are there any other questions? So I've told you guys what's required. I've told you how to change your address and your information. Checks are going to start going out in about 3 weeks. If you have to get a check through the mail, of course, it's going to take longer. Your current income tax refund should not be delayed. You guys, if you've already filed, you should still be checking at Where's My Refund to find out what's going on with that. Any other questions? Good evening, Mr. Howard. Thank you for joining us. Any other questions I can answer for you guys? Doesn't matter where you are in the country. Income tax is federal. Income tax is federal. The filing date has been pushed back to July 15th. So you guys that are business owners that are trying to get all your affairs in order, trying to get your things together, you got a little extra time. And like I said before earlier in this broadcast, don't fret, because if you have not filed 2019, it will be based on your 2018 adjusted gross income. One of the things I think, tell my nephew, I said, thank you very much. Tell my nephew, Bryson, I said, hi, Bryson, Auntie loves you. Right in this broadcast, I love you the mostest. So like I said before, you guys, all of my co-workers that are in this, co-constituents that are in this industry, you are welcome to use this information on your sites. You're welcome to share it out, because y'all know me, I'm not selfish, and I'm not out here to take clients. I just want everybody to be informed. That is the goal here. I don't know if there's anything else I can tell you guys. If you are, let me just put this out here again. I want to reiterate something. If you've been selling your children, because that's basically what you're doing. You've been selling their social security numbers, giving it away to somebody for them to give you a few $100s when they get their huge tax return. They're going to get the stimulus for your kids. Sorry. Y'all can move furniture. Y'all can cuss and y'all can fight. But remember that you sold them. So we would hope and pray that the person that you gave your children to would do what's right and give you your money. But if they don't, you have no recourse. Nothing you can do about it, because you allowed them to file them. And please, if you guys have filed somebody else's children and they're not your grandchildren, your nieces, your nephews, if they're not your mother, your father, your grandparents, your stepchildren, be careful. Be careful. If the tax preparer uses his bank account on the tax return, would they receive? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. If your tax preparer, if you received your refund through a bank product, and we issued it to you, or you came to our office to pick up our check, to pick up your check, they would not do that. They would mail it out to you specifically. Tax offices, tax preparers should not be getting should not be receiving your stimulus. They won't. They won't. And I pray that he didn't use his bank account, because that's not legal. I hope that it was through a bank product. And if it was through a bank product, you guys remember that your information is still there. The IRS is looking for your information, not for our office's bank account and information that we took the fees from. So I hope and pray, sister, that your tax preparer does not receive your stimulus check, because they should not have their bank account on your information unless it's done legally through a bank product. Any other questions? I'm here, you guys. Any other questions? Did everybody get this information? I'm going to go over and provide the same information on Periscope, because I forgot to connect all of this stuff. I've done it on Instagram. I've done it here on Facebook, and I'm going to do it on Periscope. You guys make sure that you like our page here, Be Free Tax Services, that you like our Instagram page. I appreciate you guys for following on Instagram. Yes, the stimulus check is $500 for each child and $1,200 for each individual, based on the children and the individuals that are on your tax returns for 2019 first, and then it defers to 2018. If you have not filed 2019, don't panic, because they're going to pull 2018 and they're going to look at it. Just make sure you don't have no fuel credits, because that's a no-no unless you own a jet or some type of bulldozer. Thank you. Thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for listening. Please share, tag me, invite other people. Again, to all of my friends here that are watching, that are tax preparers, I love you guys. Keep doing what you do. Just do it honestly. Let's get all of this out there, and let's be honest. Let's help people do what's right, because we don't want them in our office crying over audits and things like that. We want to make sure that we just be integral. How long if you have to pay a business? I don't understand your question. Can you type it again for me? How long would it take if I have to? So we have not. You got the watch party to ask me a question. Whoever shared the watch party, thank you guys so much. How long does it take if you have to pay a business fine? Listen, you guys, right now, the IRS does not use banks at all. Bank products are used by us as tax preparers. We all have different ones. If you owe student loans, now there is also another deferment that was put in place by President Trump, that if people were in the negative in their student loan payments, that he was going to drop those penalties. You guys can find that on Forbes.com. We have not received any information about people that have federal obligations. So if you owe the IRS, or you owe student loans, or you owe child support, there were no provisions made for that at this time. But I will do everything that I can to keep you guys informed. I will come back and I will update you as they update us. So please make sure that you like Be Free Tax Services here on Facebook, and I will be coming live from there. Hey, Rika. Hey, Rika. You guys are so very welcome. You're so very welcome. So very welcome. If you have, I think you're asking me about a business fine. Business fines. Listen, if you guys. Oh, okay. So we haven't, like I said before, we haven't received any information about restrictions based on obligations that are owed. If you have a fine to reinstate your business, the dates are given state by state. So if you need to reinstate, I know in the state of Florida, if you need to reinstate, May is the deadline, and the fine gets higher than what your original tax would have been. So if you need to reinstate the business, then I would make sure that you do it. Reinstate the business. I would say reinstate it as soon as possible, but it has nothing to do with whether you're eligible for the stimulus or not. The stimulus is based on your adjusted gross income that is found on your 1040 form. What I will say to you sole proprietors that are out there filing business taxes and not filing your individual returns, make sure that you file your individual tax returns. That is as important as your business tax, because they're not going to send your business a stimulus check. They're trying to send you one, and in order to do so, you have to have a 2018 or 2019 tax return. The IRS does not use any bank when sending your refunds. Those banks are chosen by the tax preparer. Like, I have 4 or 5 different banks that I can choose from to use each day. I can choose to use them. I can choose to use any bank. So I can choose to use the banks that will secure your refund, so that I can transfer it and take my fees without adding it, and making sure that it's done legally. So the IRS does not use a bank. They are looking for your direct deposit information. Okay, so when I read the what has been published thus far, they have not talked about it being paid back, other than the fact that it is a refundable credit. And what will happen, what we are being told so far, is that, like any other refundable credit, when you have a refundable credit, when you go to do your 2020 tax return, the question will be asked if you got the 2019 stimulus. If you got it, you won't qualify for the credit in 2020. But if you did not, you may, under certain restrictions or provisions, be qualified for it during the 2020 tax filing season. I hope that answered your question. I don't know about the paying it back, because it didn't say that in the news blurb that I got. It did not say that. Again, you guys can check to find out, to try to figure out how much you're going to get on CNBC. They have a calculator that they posted up there for you guys to find the information. Everything that I've cited here, that information is available for you on Forbes, on CNBC, on MSNBC. Everybody, all of us are given the same information. So I'm trying to be as compliant with what has already been put out there and make sure that you guys are not listening to, all of the, what do you call it? All of the tales that are going on. This is it, and this is what it is. So if you're just coming in and you missed it, I'm going to ask you guys to watch the replay, because I'm going to go over to Periscope now. If you're not following me on Periscope, I'm going to start it over there. I'm going to start it on Periscope, and so you guys will find it. You'll find me saying most of what I've said here on Periscope in just a few minutes, and you can look me up. I'm Rashida Jackson, at Lady Rashida on Twitter and Periscope. Okay, any other questions that I can answer for you guys while I'm here? All right, if not, you guys that are just coming in, please click the replay to get your information about the COVID-19 stimulus check. Remember, you guys, be safe. Stay at home. Stay at home. If you can, stay at home. Stay in your clean environment at home, and try to stay away from people as much as possible. If you're missing people and you just need to see them, FaceTime them. FaceTime them. Get Zoom, do something, okay? Stay at home if at all possible, and make sure that you stay safe. I love you guys with the love of Christ. This is Rashida Jackson, your owner and founder and one of your founders of Be Free Tax Services. I'm a 13-year tax veteran. I've been doing this for quite some time. So you guys just do what's right. That's the best thing I can tell you, because now you need it. Now you need to have your information correct. So do what's right. Share this information out. Invite somebody. Watch the replay. I love you guys. Take care. Going over to Periscope.